Guys, we have more arcs. Let's talk about them. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Liz and today we're gonna do another arcs video. So I have some more arcs that I want to share because they all sound amazing. I'm so incredibly excited for them to be out, for everyone to get them on the shelf. I'm gonna do it similar to past arc videos where I'm gonna start with whatever comes out soonest and work my way outwards. I have some that come out next month and then all the way I think till June is the range we have today, and I'm so incredibly excited because some of these authors are authors I have read and I love their books, and I'm so excited to get something new by them. The first arc we're going to talk about today is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. This is the same author of Wrong Place, Wrong Time, which I read in a fall vlog, I believe, is where I was reading a bunch of mystery thrillers. I read that one. I gave it like at least a 4 stars, if not more. I still think about that book to this day. It was done so well. I feel like it was such a unique writing, and like the timeline was very unique because it was like a reverse time travel. And I'm so excited to read another book by that same author. It is June 21st, the longest day of the year, and new mother Camilla's life is about to change forever. After months of maternity leave, she will drop her infant daughter off at daycare for the first time and return to her job as a literary agent, finally. But when she wakes, her husband Luke isn't there, and in his place is a cryptic note. Breaking news, there's a hostage situation developing in London. The police arrive to tell her Luke is involved, but he isn't a hostage. Her husband, doting father, eternal optimism, is the gunman. What she does next is crucial because only she knows what the he left behind that morning says. Famous Last Words is the story of a crime, a marriage, and more secrets than Camilla ever could have imagined. This just sounds fascinating. I am so incredibly excited to read this book. Like, how would you react to that? Like, your husband, your soulmate, the person you love and who cares for your children, has hostages. It's like those families of serial killers. Like, I'm so intrigued and excited to see how the story plays out. Next up, we have Love to Hate You by Marina Adair. This is a romance book, which I have quite a few romance books actually, and I'm really excited to talk about them. Summer Russo believes in destiny and true love, which is why she sank her life savings into reviving a nearly bankrupt indie bookstore. But just as she starts to get the hang of the business, a big box shop moves in next door. Wes Kingston is the cutthroat CEO of the bookstore chain, and he doesn't believe in love or failure. He runs his business the way he runs his life, alone, and he isn't going to let a fiery femme fatale change that, even if she's gorgeous. At least Summer has her family's annual vacation to look forward to. But when she arrives at the beachside cabin, she realizes her sister has brought along not only her boyfriend, but a second guest, his brother, who just so happens to be the same surly but infuriatingly sexy bookstore mogul. You know how sometimes words just stop sounding right? Neither Summer nor Wes will go down without a fight, but when one thing leads to another and fighting turns to foreplay, both find themselves stuck in a battle for the block and for each other's hearts. So cute. I feel like this will be a really fun book to read in February. Next up, we have one of my favorite authors is coming out with a new book, and that is Wandering Wild by Lynette Noni. Lynette Noni wrote the Prison Healer trilogy, which I loved. I devoured that trilogy. It's so good. Everyone needs to read the Prison Healer trilogy. And it looks like this is a new romance by this author. I don't think she has any other romances, so this will be really fun. Xander Rune was the darling of Hollywood until he fell from glory and was labeled a problematic bad boy. His public image needs fixing fast, or he'll lose the role of a lifetime and all his dreams with it. Charlie Hart is a regular teenage girl who despises everything Xander represents. But thanks to her scheming best friend in an ill-timed social media competition, Charlie finds herself pretending to be Xander's biggest fan on a 4-day reality TV adventure led by renowned survivalist Riken Hawk. Scaling towering cliffs, navigating claustrophobic caves, and encountering deadly wildlife aren't the only dangers facing Xander and Charlie, because when their trip goes horribly wrong, they're left stranded in the Australian wilderness. No Riken, no film crew, no rescue. The only way they'll survive is if they trust each other. But in order to do so, both will have to let go of the ghosts of their pasts and just maybe find themselves and one another in the process. This sounds really cute. I like the fact that it's like survival of the fittest, and I think it's gonna be really fun to read about the Australian wilderness. Next up, we have The Art of Exile by Andrea Max. This is a fantasy book, I believe, and it says on the back, unlike the high-achieving members of her family's secret society, Ada Castle has mastered nothing but the art of falling for the wrong guys. But now she finally has the chance to prove her worth. She just needs to gain access to a hidden school that her family has been trying to locate for generations. Granted, she accidentally goes on a date with the recruiter first and then is temporarily abducted, but Ada manages to secure herself an invitation to the Genesis Institute, where descendants of exiled Renaissance masters practice long-lost arts and sciences. The school is a utopia of sustainable technology, medical advancements, and myths come to life, yet they are unjustly hoarding their resources. Ada goes undercover to steal their innovations for the rest of the world, but Genesis nurtures her creativity and challenges her views, and she can't help but fall for the school, and maybe for her frustratingly off-limits recruiter turned mentor too. Ada's tangle of lies start to unravel when one of her new friends goes missing. To rescue her, Ada is forced to work with a dangerous and dangerously hot classmate whose suspicions threaten her cover, and when the information she shared with her family puts her missing friend and all of Genesis in peril, she'll have to choose whom to betray, family she loves or the school that has helped her find herself. It sounds like there's a lot going on in this book. It is a thicker one, which totally makes sense, but I'm very, very intrigued. The little quote at the top says, "A razor-sharp tale where history and myth collide." Okay. Next up, we have Worth Fighting For by Jessie Sutanto. This is the author of Dial A for Aunties, which I have not read, but I have heard amazing things about that series. And it looks like this is a Mulan retelling. The only Mulan retellings I've seen have been in fantasy, so I'm really excited to see that in a romance world. On track to make partner at her father's hedge fund, Mulan has had to work twice as hard, be 3 times as smart, and have infinitely thicker skin than any of the finance bros she works with. And with her parents, who she fears always wanted a son, she's had to play the part of the perfect daughter. So when her father unexpectedly collapses in the middle of a critical acquisition, she promises she'll close the deal. There's just one problem. Wu Tai Gold, the small whiskey company known for its outsized macho branding, and the family who runs it refuses to do business with anyone other than her father, and certainly not a woman. So Mulan does this only sensible thing she can think of. She pretends to be him. The lie is easy enough over email, but then she's invited to spend a few days at the Lee family ranch and distillery. She knows how to close a business deal in her sleep, but pretending to be a seasoned rancher like her father, not so much. To make matters worse, Mulan must endure this humiliation in front of Shang, the company's stoic and scorchingly hot CEO. The more time she spends falling for Shang and his family, and not only in the mud, the more she wishes she could just be herself. But who is that really? Caught between family, business, and her own heart, how can she choose just one worth fighting for? Sounds cute. I feel like I might wait to read this in the summer because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Next, we have a mystery thriller, which I am personally very, very excited about, and that is Plays Well with Others by Lauren Miracle. I've not read anything by this author, but it sounds fascinating, and I really, really want to read this book. It says perfect for fans of Leanne Moriarty and Sally Hepworth, which I'm pretty sure I've read something by Sally Hepworth. 1 year after her ex-best friend posted their private correspondence on social media, good girl Jake Nolan is still reeling. Thanks to Shelby's betrayal, Jake lost her job, her house, and her husband, not to mention a cherished friendship that turned out to be built on deceit. Circle Shelby, cross out Jake. But enough is enough, and after moving into a bungalow on idyllic Sweetwater Lane, Jake decides to retaliate by doing some crossing out of her own. When a brand new friend and neighbor, Mabel, admits to also having an enemy, they decide to join forces. Why not, since they're both itching for revenge? Only they're not the only ones. It seems that everyone on Sweetwater Lane is nursing a grudge or two, and although most of the grievances are trivial, a few sprout fangs. While Jake and Mabel's revenge game begins as a series of giddy pranks, the stakes become deadly when uninvited participants join the fun. This sounds very similar to The Collective, which I read this past year, and that's like a group of women who are all kind of helping each other get revenge, basically so that way they don't look like a suspect. So that's kind of what this sounds like. I'm very intrigued by the fact that everyone who lives in this community has a grudge. I'm wondering like how they all ended up there. There's got to be some sort of hidden agenda that we don't know about. Next, we have another romance, and that is What If You Fall First by G.F. Miller. Sophia has had enough of everyone thinking she's so nice. Sweet, innocent, and goody two-shoes are all phrases that her classmates would use to describe her, but there's more to her than that. She wants everyone, especially her forever crutch, Mark Chen, to see that there are other sides to her. To help her level up to official cool girl, Sophia enlists trendy and confident Holden, the guy who everyone else has written off as a total player and a first-class jerk. Under Holden's guidance, Sophia learns to revamp her style, ride a skateboard, and stand up for herself. At the same time, Holden learns that when he's alone with Sophia, it's safe to drop the cool guy act and just be himself. When their efforts start to pay off, Sophia is faced with a choice. Should she stick with the plan and risk losing herself in the process, or take a chance on the person everyone says will break her heart? This sounds almost identical to The Duff and also better than the movies, so I loved both of those, and I'm excited to read another similar book. I hope it's got enough things that are different though to set it apart, but we shall see. I still love that kind of story. And the final book I'm going to talk about in today's video is A Mastery of Monsters by Liselle Sambury. When August's brother disappears before his sophomore semester, everyone thinks that the stress of college got to him, but August knows that her brother would never have left her voluntarily, especially not after their mother so recently he went missing. The only clue that he left behind was a note telling her to stay safe and protect the remaining family. And after August is attacked by a 10-foot tall creature with fur and claws, she realizes that her brother might be in more danger than she could have imagined. Unfortunately for August, the only person with a connection to the mysterious creature is the bookish Virgil Hawthorne, and he knows about them because he is one. If he doesn't find a partner to help control his true nature, he'll lose his humanity and become a mindless beast. Exactly what the secret society he's grown up in would love to put down. Virgil makes a proposition. August will join his society and partner with him, and in return, he'll help her find her brother. And so August is plunged into a deadly competition to win one of the few coveted candidate spots, all while trying to accept a frightening reality that monsters are real and she needs to learn to master them to have any chance of saving her brother. I'm very, very excited. I think this sounds really cool and really fun. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it gave you some new books to look forward to. Some are coming out really, really soon, and some come out in a few months, but it's always fun to look ahead and pre-order. I know, I'm adding more books to your TBR, but it's a never-ending battle anyway, so we might as well get some good books out of it. So you're welcome. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.